HelloFresh takes the guesswork and the extra hassle out of planning and preparing delicious meals for dinner. America's #1 meal kit, HelloFresh gives you over 40 recipes to choose from each week. And then your farm-fresh, pre-portioned seasonal ingredients arrive at your doorstep with simple instructions to help you feel like the master chef of your kitchen. And did you know that HelloFresh is cheaper than grocery shopping and 25% less expensive than takeout? HelloFresh has been an awesome addition to our household's dinner routine. We all get involved and cook together, following the pictured step-by-step instructions. It's a fun quality time, and the meals are delicious. Give it a try and see for yourself. Go to HelloFresh.com/50havingitall and use code 50havingitall for 50% off plus free shipping. Again, to get 50% off plus free shipping, go to HelloFresh.com/50havingitall and use code 50havingitall.
With the Lucky Land Slots, you can get lucky just about anywhere.
This is your captain speaking. We've got clear runway and the weather's fine, but we're just going to circle up here a while and get lucky. No, nothing like that. It's just these cash prizes add up quick. So I suggest you sit back, keep your tray table upright, and start getting lucky.
Play for free at LuckyLandSlots.com. Are you feeling lucky? No purchase necessary. Void where prohibited by law. 18 plus terms and conditions apply. See website for details.
Welcome to the Having It All podcast, the show about what it takes to live an abundant, loving life. My name is Matthew Bivens, and each week I'm helping you get out of your head so that you can truly have it all. Let's do it. Welcome back to the Having It All podcast. My name is Matthew Bivens, and I am so happy that you're here to join me on what I know is going to be a powerful, beautiful, healing episode of the podcast. So this entire week, I have been publishing episodes, which is atypical. Normally, this is a weekly show. Every Tuesday, a new episode comes out with a couple of bonuses, maybe sprinkled in there throughout the month. But I wanted to do one every day this week as a thank you to everybody who tunes into the show and listens regularly. And it is the end of the day on Sunday, last day of the week. It's actually Monday right now. It's getting close to 1 a.m. Monday morning, and I'm tired. You might be able to hear it in my voice a little bit. My eyes are a little bit heavy, but you know, I made a commitment and I set a goal, and I'm gonna achieve that goal. And if you listened to yesterday's episode, you know why today I'm getting this thing done no matter what. And I'm happy that I actually waited until now to record, because the inspiration for today's episode just came recently from a friend of mine. We were having a really beautiful conversation. And so anyway, I'm going to get into that in a few minutes, but just know this is going to be a beautiful episode about relationships, about love, and about healing. Yes. And we're going to change things up a little bit today. We're going to start off with listener love. Normally it's magic, but we're going to do listener love first. And today's listener love goes out to Elizabeth. Elizabeth, you reached out on Instagram, and just want to say thank you. Thank you so much for checking out the podcast, for listening to the podcast, for connecting with the message, and then for taking the time to jump onto Instagram and connect with me. I love it. And I really dig that you are wanting to learn how to enjoy the journey more. And that was a topic of an episode earlier in the week about really being able to connect with and enjoy the journey, because that's where the transformation is, that's where the healing is, that's where the growth is. And that conversation obviously connected with you, and so you were asking me, how do I learn how to do that? And, your awareness around your current experience of your journey, and you asking the questions, asking the question, like, how can I learn to enjoy this journey? That right there is going to reveal some answers to you. It absolutely will. And so I want you to just trust yourself in that, you being in your space that you're in, having that awareness, asking those questions, answers are going to be revealed. And you were not the only person who had some questions after that episode. So I'm not going to leave you completely hanging because I'm going to do a separate episode talking about that, how we can each connect with our journey as opposed to being really fixated on the goal. And so I'm going to talk about that later, but I did want to just say thank you, Elizabeth, for bringing that up, asking those questions, and for connecting with me. Thank you so much. If you want to connect with me in the way that Elizabeth did, you can head over to Instagram. My Instagram name is Matthew_Bivens, and I love connecting with you all through Instagram. There's a lot less noise on there for me than email. Any message that comes through Instagram is coming from you exclusively. So that's a perfect place to connect with me. And I read everything and I respond to everything. So hit me up on Instagram, Matthew_Bivens, and we can get into a beautiful, powerful conversation. Today's magical moment, it is a series of magical moments. It truly is. It's been an entire weekend of magic. And if you need a reminder, magic is your ability to influence self, others, or life in an empowering way. And you are creating magic all the time, every day of your life. And what I want to do is help you increase your awareness around not only the magic that you're creating, because these are moments that you don't want to miss. It's easy to just have something beautiful happen in your life and you kind of gloss over it and it doesn't really get logged into your gratitude, the section of your memory. So I want to help you build that awareness, but then I also want you to know that you're a freaking powerful person. You are a powerful creator, and you are creating everything in your life. You have a hand in everything that's going on in your life, and the things that are amazing that you love, and in the things that you absolutely hate. You are co-creating all of them. So the more that you can really connect with this idea that you have the ability to create magic, well, now you understand the influence that you have over your own life. Now you realize that you have the power to shift things when they aren't going the way that you want to go. When your experience isn't the one that you want to have, you can impact that. And so by sharing these magical moments, you recognize that you have this beautiful superpower. You have a superpower to create and influence the experience of your life. HelloFresh takes the guesswork and the extra hassle out of planning and preparing delicious meals for dinner. America's #1 meal kit, HelloFresh gives you over 40 recipes to choose from each week. And then your farm-fresh, pre-portioned seasonal ingredients arrive at your doorstep with simple instructions to help you feel like the master chef of your kitchen. And did you know that HelloFresh is cheaper than grocery shopping and 25% less expensive than takeout? HelloFresh has been an awesome addition to our household's dinner routine. We all get involved and cook together, following the pictured step-by-step instructions. It's a fun quality time, and the meals are delicious. Give it a try and see for yourself. Go to HelloFresh.com/50havingitall and use code 50havingitall for 50% off plus free shipping. Again, to get 50% off plus free shipping, go to HelloFresh.com/50havingitall and use code 50havingitall.
Hey guys, it is Ryan. I'm not sure if you know this about me, but I'm a bit of a fun fanatic when I can. I like to work, but I like fun too. It's a thing. And now the truth is out there. I can tell you about my favorite place to have fun. Chumba Casino. They have hundreds of social casino style games to choose from with new games released each week. You can play for free anytime, anywhere. And each day brings a new chance to collect daily bonuses. So join me in the fun. Sign up now at ChumbaCasino.com.
No purchase necessary. VGW Group. Void where prohibited by law. See terms and conditions. 18+.
And so my magical moment, like I said, it's been this entire weekend because I have had the supreme pleasure of having Maya for the whole weekend while Sarah is in New York. Sarah's up doing her New York thing, and so that means Maya and I have had 3 blissful days together of just solo time. And it has been absolutely magical from top to bottom. And I'm so excited to see Sarah tomorrow and hold her and hug her and kiss her and tell her I love her and smell her hair and all of that. But there's a part of me that's going to miss not having that solo time with Maya. It's really an interesting feeling. And so the specific magical moments today were I took Maya to her very first movie in the movie theater. It was awesome. I was really excited to do this. I've been wanting to do it for a while. We actually took her to a movie when she was still in the baby carriage thing, but that doesn't count. This is the first time that she was, aware of what was going on. She was participating and she was excited. And so we went to go see the new Grinch movie, the new holiday movie, and it was awesome. It was super cool. We went to one of those theaters where you can pick your seats. So I made sure to pick a couple of seats that were kind of off and to the side because who knows? Maybe she was going to want to talk to me throughout the whole movie. So I wanted to be a little bit further away from the rest of the audience. But we picked out our seats. I popped us some popcorn before we left the house, and I got some grapes and filled up the diaper bag with some stuff. And we got into the theater, and she was excited from the moment we were walking up to the building. And I absolutely enjoyed myself. She loved every preview. She clapped at the end of every preview, which was the cutest damn thing I've ever seen. And she was standing up for part of the movie on her chair and just getting into the film. And when the other kids in the audience would laugh, she would laugh, and it was amazing. Total magic, and something that I'm very excited I was able to do. And then we followed that up with dinner. I took her out to a meal at our favorite pizza restaurant. And so we had these two beautiful experiences, these daddy-daughter dates, and that was absolute magic. And so it's a super seamless segue from magic into the topic that I really wanted to address today. And that is why I believe daddy-daughter dates can heal the world. I absolutely believe that. And it's really interesting. It's actually kind of unfortunate because to me, it feels like there are more stories and examples and more conversation around disempowering male-female relationships, disempowering daddy-daughter relationships than empowering ones. And I'm a guy who's 100% glass is half full, right? Like the grass is greener on my side. Like I think it's been my natural tendency to look at life through those rose-colored glasses and see the beauty in things. But man, I feel like I cannot get away from stories about a man mistreating a woman. It's like they're everywhere. I mean, this year we had the whole Me Too movement, and that was just that was a wave of wow. There's a lot of stuff coming out. And that went on for a while. And there's still ripples of that being felt. And just recently, like a couple of days ago, there was a football player in the news who was there's a video of him mistreating a woman. I think it was his girlfriend at the time. And it's like, man, you just see stuff like that so often. And unless you're being very, very intentional about seeking out examples of the opposite, you just don't see very many stories that are celebrating healthy and loving treatment of women. That's why I believe any example of a man treating a woman with love and respect and honor, of a father loving and respecting and celebrating his daughter, is healing. Any example of that is healing. Because the stories and the beliefs and the ideas of all people who get to experience that example, the people who, hear the beautiful story on news, or they watch something on YouTube about an uplifting story, or they listen to a podcast like this one on a beautiful story of a daddy and a daughter. Each one of those people is empowered when those loving relationships are put on display. And that's why I believe that daddy-daughter dates can heal the world. And no more, I think people are impacted in such a great degree when it is that daddy and daughter relationship, right? There's that innocence there. There's a level of care and vulnerability from the part of the father. And there's that level of that childlike faith from the part of the daughter that this person, this man, is going to honor me and protect me always. And so when you see that relationship and you see that dynamic really be celebrated, when you see a man step up in that way. I don't even like that phrase, step up. When you see a man, when you see a father, be a father. Be a loving father. When you see that man, be a man. Because that's what that is. That's accepting the responsibility for what you've chosen. It's not about stepping up. Because stepping up implies that, you know what? I'm going to level myself up. I'm going to become a greater version of myself so that I might stand on this plane. And if we're talking about dads stepping up, then we're saying like the average state of dads is less than. And I'm not playing that. I'm not holding that space for other men. So daddy-daughter relationships are some of the most beautiful ones. And I'm so grateful that I have the privilege of being able to experience it myself. Because I've said this before, when I was thinking about becoming a father, I envisioned a boy. When Sarah and I were pregnant, I envisioned a boy. And I could not imagine what life would be like without my little girl. It's just impossible for me to think of her being a boy. So I'm so grateful that I have been blessed with the opportunity to experience a daddy-daughter relationship. And so there are 3 people who are significantly impacted by daddy-daughter dates. And I want to explore and talk about each one of those people. And then I want to end with an action, a call to action for every single person listening. So the first group of people who are impacted by daddy-daughter dates are the dads. You know, for me, it is so important for me to practice loving on my daughter. For me to put those feelings that I have, those feelings of love, put those words of love into action, turn it into a verb. And that's what I get to do anytime that I am intentional and proactive at dating Maya, taking her on a daddy-daughter date. You know, I get to plan out fun events. I get to think about what is she going to enjoy. I get to think and reflect on her personality and her likes and her dislikes and come up with something that fits with the things that she enjoys to experience in the world. I get to involve her. I get to get her involved. Say, hey, do you want to do this? Do you want to do that? I mean, Maya's 2 and a couple of months, and she still can tell me yes or no about things she wants to do and doesn't want to do. So I get to get her involved, and she becomes a part of the experience as well. And then I also get a chance to practice being present in the moment. Not just setting up something fun for us to do, but then actually participating and being present in that moment and giving her my attention. That's part of it. You know, part of loving on a person is not simply doing that act, giving them that thing. Most of the time, people want your time. They want your attention. They want your focus. And it was just really, really interesting. Like, it was very impactful for me to be, you know, we were at a pizza joint here in where we live near Atlanta, and they have the TVs on, and it was on the TV screen that was within eyesight of our table that I'm seeing the report of that football player who was mistreating his girlfriend. And on the screen, it was the football player being interviewed and apologizing for it. And I thought it was fascinating. Like, here I am taking Maya on this date, this daddy-daughter date, loving on her in this way. And we're seeing images of the complete opposite on the screen. Like, that juxtaposition was kind of blowing my mind. I'm like, that is some shit right there. I wasn't intending on cursing in this episode, by the way, but I have to share how I felt. I was like, that is some shit. That would come up right now during this date. And so dads get impacted when they flip the script. Because that's what we're doing. We're flipping the script. The script is what that dude was doing on TV, what they were interviewing him about. We see that junk all the time. That's the script. That's the story. That is not that shocking. I bet you if I went around and I polled people in that pizza joint and I said, what is more shocking? The sight of a man striking a woman and it being on TV, or the sight of a daddy and a daughter in a booth jumping around and playing and hugging each other? Tell me which one of those is more shocking. I bet you they would say the latter. So I was so impacted by taking Maya out on this date as a man, as somebody who holds that space for women. It was super, super impactful for me. So that's the first group of people who are impacted.
Lucky Land Casino, asking people, what's the weirdest place you've gotten lucky?
Lucky? In line at the deli, I guess?
Aha, in my dentist's office. More than once, actually.
Do I have to say?
Yes, you do.
In the car before my kids' PTA meeting.
Really?
Yes.
Excuse me, what's the weirdest place you've gotten lucky?
I never win and tell.
Well, there you have it. You can get lucky anywhere, playing at LuckyLandSlots.com. Play for free right now. Are you feeling lucky? No purchase necessary. Void where prohibited by law. 18+. Terms and conditions apply. See website for details.
With Lucky Land Slots, you can get lucky just about anywhere.
Dearly beloved, we are gathered here today to... Has anyone seen the bride and groom?
Sorry, we're here. We were getting lucky in the limo and we lost track of time.
No, Lucky Land Casino, with cash prizes that add up quicker than a guest registry.
In that case, I pronounce you lucky.
Play for free at LuckyLandSlots.com. Daily bonuses are waiting. No purchase necessary. Void where prohibited by law. 18+. Terms and conditions apply. See website for details.
Second group of people who are impacted is the little girl, is the daughter. In this case, it was Maya. You know, Maya got a chance today to be loved on in a beautiful, caring way by the most significant man in her life, which is me. She was able to strengthen the image of men that she has in her mind because of our date today. She got to strengthen the image of men, of her father being a person who's going to love her and honor her and protect her and support her and have fun with her, celebrate life with her. And that is an image and a story that for Maya just got stronger and stronger and stronger over the course of the weekend because it was just deposit after deposit after deposit. And you know what? She will end up feeling more secure as a grown woman because she knows that she has a strong father, a strong man behind her. She will be able to be more courageous in her life, to be more adventurous in her life, to be more curious in her life, to be more confident in her life, to be more vocal because she knows that she is loved and cared for, not only by her mom, but also by her father. So anytime a daddy-daughter date takes place in the world, that girl, whether she is a 2-year-old or a 62-year-old, gets impacted. The third person who is significantly impacted by daddy-daughter dates is, or I guess are, grammar's not my thing, all of the people who saw us over the weekend. Each person whose path that we crossed. And we crossed a lot of paths. You know, today we were at the movies, we were at the restaurant. Yesterday we were at the mall. We went all over the mall here in Atlanta. The day before we went and played in Target for a while, went to the grocery store a couple times. We crossed paths with 1,000+ people. And each one of them has some sort of story about fathers and daughters. And I bet you the majority of them is not the most healthy. I hope it isn't. I hope I'm wrong. But I wouldn't be shocked if the majority of people that we came across didn't have the healthiest of relationships or stories or examples or feelings about daddies and daughters. And I know that we disrupted a few stories today. I know that we turned a few heads today and over the course of this weekend because what was on display is not what they were used to seeing. There were people who did not have an experience of a loving father who got a chance to see a loving father. There were people who didn't have the best relationships with their daughters or other women in their lives, and they got a chance to see a man loving on his daughter in a powerful way. Maybe there was even people who had love to give, but just felt like they didn't have the people who were there to receive it. And all of them, every single one of them, was impacted by us. And I know a number of them were influenced by us because I had people come up to me. I have a number of people who came up to me throughout the weekend just to make some sort of comment. You know, we were at the mall the other day, and I'm just starting to do Maya's hair now. Her hair's getting longer. She has this crazy curly hair. It's beautiful, and it's blonde. It's nuts. It's nuts, people. If you've seen a picture of me, I'm not blonde-haired or blue-eyed, and I have a blonde-haired, blue-eyed baby. It's incredible. And so she has this curly hair, and for a long time, it wasn't long enough to do anything with. So we just left this like curly ball on her head. But now her hair is getting longer, and I can actually style it. So I'm getting practice styling her hair, and I've never done this before. And so at the mall yesterday, about halfway through our visit, I noticed her hair is all crazy, so I need to redo it. So I'm sitting there, and my friend was telling me, "Boy, you should have got a picture of this because that would have been on the cover of some magazine." But you can imagine it in your head. I'm sitting there in the couch in the mall, and Maya's standing in between my legs, and I've got those little hair ties, little hair rubber band things in my mouth, and I'm trying to gather up her hair in one hand, and she's like kind of squirming around and dancing and doing her stuff, and I'm doing my best to like get her hair up, and it was great. It probably took me 10 minutes just to put her hair in these 3 little puffs, and a man walked by, and he's like, "Doing great, Dad," and he just gave me like a thumbs up, and I said, "I appreciate it." And like there was a lot of people who were acknowledging us throughout the day. And each one of those people I know were impacted and influenced in some way by seeing our daddy-daughter date. So now I want to give a call to action. Because up until now, you've heard a great story. You know, it's a beautiful thing. And hopefully, I don't know, maybe you thought I'm sort of like tooting my own horn here, talking about how great of a dad I am. But I know I'm an amazing father. I'll just say that right now. There's no ego or whatever. I'm a badass dad. And I always try to show up as powerfully as I can. And when people say, "Wow, you're a great dad," I say, "I know." I got that Han Solo in me. It's like, "I love you. I know. You're a great dad. I know." And so, hey, we'll get that out of the way because that's how I feel about myself as a father. And so by now, you heard a great story. I want you all to do something. Because again, I believe that daddy-daughter dates can heal the world. They aren't just feel-good stories that you see and walk away with and then go about your life. No, they are incredibly healing events. Because there are so many people out there who've experienced traumas in their life. Women who've experienced traumas at the hands of men who've maybe delivered traumas, fathers who have mistreated daughters. There's so much of that going on. There's so much healing that is needed. And so a call to action that I want to give out to every single person is that you can support daddy-daughter dates. If you are a father and you have a daughter, date her more. I don't care what age she is. Date her more. Date is a verb, right? Love is a verb. So create the time, create the space, get creative, figure out what she likes, and go and take her and do whatever it is that you do, but love on your daughter in a beautiful, healthy, empowering, healing way. Do more of that. Make more time for you to go out with your little girl, no matter how old she is, whether she's 2 or 62. Your job is to show her that you love her. Not just to tell her, but remember, love is a verb. You need to show her, you need to be it. So that goes to the fathers, right? That's easy. If you're a dad and you're a father to a girl, go and date her more. If you're a mom and you have a daughter, then what I want you to do is I want you to support the baby's father in taking the daughter out and loving on the daughter in whatever way that looks like. Support them, because the space does need to be created, right? Maybe you're a mom and you're listening. Maybe the baby's father doesn't listen, whether it's husband, boyfriend, whatever. in your life, in the picture, out of the picture, whatever it is. Maybe that person is not listening. So you're the one who's receiving this message. Well, now you get to hold the space and say, hey, you know what? I have a great idea. Why don't you take so-and-so out and just go have fun? Go take her to get some ice cream. Go to a movie. Go to a park. Go take her to Target for a while and go to the toy section. That's what I do with Maya all the time. I take her to Target. We go and play with toys. It's awesome. She loves it. So if you're a mom, play your role in creating that space and that support for the dad to date the daughter. Now, if you don't have kids, maybe you're thinking, boy, what can I do if I don't have kids? Well, then I have some ideas for you, because you can absolutely support another father in your life who has a daughter. One way you can do it is maybe you want to sponsor a date. Maybe you say, hey, so-and-so, you're a good friend of mine. You and your daughter, go out to a movie. It's on me. Go out to dinner. Here's $40. It's on me. You can sponsor a daddy-daughter date. And by doing that, you can help heal the world. Absolutely. Absolutely. Or maybe you have a friend with multiple kids. I've got friends who've got multiple kids. So what I could do is say, hey, listen, I'm going to go and babysit your other kids so that you can go out and have a date with your daughter. Because sometimes if you got multiple kids, it's tough to make time for just one. I mean, it's tough to make time for one child to do dates if you only have one child. So if you've got 2, 3, 4, 5, yeah, it's going to be more and more challenging. Or maybe this is a dad who's got a lot of work, or just has got some stuff that he's prioritizing over dating his daughter. So you can support by saying, hey, Dad, how can I help you? What can I do to help you create 1 hour on your weekend so that you can go and take your baby girl out for ice cream? Or in my case, I like to go to get bubble tea. Go take her out to get some bubble tea. It doesn't matter if you have kids or not. If you're the father, if you're the mother, if you're a friend, maybe you're just a neighbor, right? Whatever you need to do, you can support daddy-daughter dates. And I would love for every person who's listening to this right now to take up my call to action and do whatever it is that you need to do to help heal the world through daddy-daughter dates, because there is so much healing that is needed. It's so much healing. It's incredible. It's, the potential of it is I think what totally inspires me. Like what people can do when healing occurs. Who people can become when healing occurs. Because when there are things that you are holding on to in your life that you haven't healed, traumas that haven't been overcome, things that you've been burying down and not wanting to address, that creates some level of stuckness somewhere in your life. Somewhere, something isn't moving because of an area that hasn't been addressed, because of a thing that hasn't been healed. And so when healing does occur, it opens that person up to fully experience their life, to fully become the person they want to become, to fully actualize their dreams and their goals, to go out there and impact the world in their own unique way. So supporting daddy-daughter dates heals the world, impacts the world. There are so many amazing things that are going to be done and created and built, and new ideas, all sorts of things when that type of healing occurs. And it is so, so easy to do. So I am just incredibly, incredibly grateful that I had the opportunity this weekend to experience many daddy-daughter dates and to make so many deposits into Maya's love tank, and to be able to help reinforce and strengthen the idea of men, the place of men, the place of fathers in Maya's life. Because I know the impact that that's going to have on her throughout the rest of her life. And so this is a different type of episode. Quite frankly, it is, because a lot of times, I want to make content that a lot of people can relate to. When I first started thinking about this one, I thought, it's only going to be relative to dads. But I opened myself up to see how this idea could connect with every single person, and the ability for the connection is there. And so again, I put that call to action out to you. How can you support daddy-daughter dates? Because in you supporting daddy-daughter dates, you are actively healing the world and opening up the possibility for so many beautiful things. So I'm going to leave it there for today. Thank you so much for tuning in. This has been a fun week. It's been an incredible week of content, of putting myself out there, of, just challenging myself a little bit, honestly. And it was a lot of fun. It was so much fun. I had so many freaking ideas. I was overflowing with ideas this week, and it was beautiful. And I thank everybody for listening. I thank you for tuning in. I thank you for reaching out. I thank you for giving me ideas. I thank you for connecting. I thank you for being. I thank you for being who you are. You are courageous. You are powerful. You are so much more capable and strong than you think. And I love the fact that on this podcast, in this community, we get to talk about this stuff, because this is transformative. This show is healing. This message is healing. It absolutely is. And I love that I get to be a part of it. So thank you for doing what you do to contribute to this show, to this mission, to this community. It's a beautiful thing. I can't say it enough. I'm grateful. All right. My name is Matthew Bivens. Here is to you having it all. Quick note about the Having It All podcast. I am not a doctor nor a licensed therapist. I'm a guy with a story and a passion for conscious conversation. My thoughts, opinions, and beliefs are my own. So please consult with your doctor or healthcare provider regarding any questions or issues you have related to your personal, physical, or mental health.
Hello, it is Ryan, and we could all use an extra bright spot in our day, couldn't we? Just to make up for things like sitting in traffic, doing the dishes, counting your steps, all the mundane stuff. That is why I'm such a big fan of Chumba Casino. Chumba Casino has all your favorite social casino-style games that you can play for free anytime, anywhere with daily bonuses. That should brighten your day a little. Actually, a lot. So sign up now at ChumbaCasino.com. That's ChumbaCasino.com.
No purchase necessary. VGW Group. Void where prohibited by law. See terms and conditions. 18+.